How would you feel if I told you right now that a very important animator is complaining that his heart is gonna give out? How would you feel if I told you this is how dire and critical it's getting with these animators, regardless of position at that? Because you would think like, yo, okay, maybe it's the lower tier ones that they're grinding and they're not used to the grind, they don't understand it. What if I told you that somebody that is kind of closer to the top is also going through that same situation that we've been talking about time and time again, of these animators that are being damn near enslaved in creating animation for us over there in Japan, whether it be Studio Mappa or whatever the case may be? Like this right here, you're gonna be like, again? But even worse this time, this is really freaking bad. Y'all know, we've talked about it. We've seen the director of the Attack on Titan anime with like literally giant chunks of bags hanging under his eyes from being so damn tired of the work ethic that they have over there. That is, I feel kind of dirty calling it work ethic, because it's literally like damn near personal enslavement. Because at the end of the day, absolutely, none of these people are at gunpoint like, yo, you better draw this shit, right? But ultimately, this is their dreams, and these companies are giving them this opportunity. So they're going really hard, but it's like, yo, fams, you gotta be considerate. You have to be like, yo, hey, do you want to do this? Hey, do you not want to do this? Hey, how can I help you when it comes to your employees? You cannot be doing this to them, because let's get into it in this little episode of ForneverWorld, the only news source that provides anything and everything anime and manga related. We don't bore you. I don't know, that was awkward. We get into it.
No matter how you will, get it done. No matter how you will, get it done. No matter how you will, get it done. No matter how you will, get it done.
Okay, people, before we dive deep, definitely hit that subscribe button and that bell, because you're gonna want to hear some of the stuff that's happening. The summertime is coming. It's hot and cooking, and things is happening and shaking in the anime and manga industry, so you're gonna want to be notified. And I got all the scoop consistently. I got a whole team making sure I bring you guys the latest and greatest in the world of anime and manga. Hit those buttons. Now, I recently came across a post that honestly almost damn near broke my heart. When I read it, I couldn't even believe it. It's by an animator known as Yu Hakusho, and you're probably thinking, okay, who is he? What has he worked on? Well, based on his bio, it says he's the animation director for Chainsaw Man, the director for Jujutsu Kaisen number 19, Eve Rising Detra MV, I'm not sure about what is that, Shield Hero episode 16, and he's done a bunch of like opening and endings, various ones from, I'm guessing that's also referring to Shield Hero. So he's done a lot of work, but in particular, he's the animation director for the Chainsaw Man anime. And you're like, okay, that's his role. Cool. Well, what's happening, Fornev? What's going on here? Why should we care? What is it this time? Well, first of all, the reason I wanted to point out that he is the director is that this problem with the anime and manga industry, but in particular the anime industry, goes so much deeper than just like, oh, you know, it's a few low-tier animators that are struggling and stuff like that. They ain't getting paid. That's why they speaking out. This dude is the director of the Chainsaw Man anime, the anime that they've been working on tirelessly and relentlessly over there at Studio Mappa, the same anime that could be one of the inspirations for why they decided to open up that giant compound of a studio where people are just pretty much living in there and creating animation inside the studio. Like, that's how serious it got. Well, this animator pretty much is complaining about his heart. I feel that my body isn't following my spiritual motivation. I'm about to run out of the energy drinks I received in such a large amount. I'm too tired, so I want to reset somewhere. And somebody replied to him about that, and he said, the game is important. If you don't do it, your heart will die. Like, dog, if you're talking about basically, hey, if I don't relax, if I don't get something rest, if I don't stop what I'm doing right now, my heart's going to die. That is beyond ridiculously bad. This should not be going on. If he's complaining on a public platform, like, at the very least, you can say, okay, if he's complaining on a public platform, and a lot of these animators are constantly complaining on a public platform, ultimately, this is where the company should take a look like, maybe we should give him a break. Maybe we should give him a super duper raise and cut a few hours off just so that he could get, back on track and stuff like that, and we could really show him that we love and care and appreciate what he's doing, animating, being the director for Chainsaw Man anime, probably what might be the biggest anime of the last, I don't know how many years now, once it launches. Like, I mean, on one hand, I'm sure there's going to be a few people that are going to be like, oh, well, this is good news that at the very least we know that they're working relentlessly, right? But that's disgusting, because I've seen some people that will throw that argument, like with the Attack on Titan director when he came out and he had those giant bags under his eyes and was was complaining about how exhausted he was and everything. People, oh, you know, this and that, hey, at least we're getting good animation stuff. No, because God forbid if something happens to this gentleman, I'm not sure how old he is or whatnot, but if something happens to this gentleman to the point that he's pumping energy drinks just to stay alive and saying that his heart will die if he doesn't get a rest and shit like that. No. We're not gonna do that BS of excusing it, blah, 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 in the sake of capitalism. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm anti-capitalist or anti the establishment per se, but nah, when it comes to this is wrong, this is abuse, and this is not right. To be honest, this isn't even about pay at this point. This is just about treating people like decent human beings. Worry about your employees. Like with me, with people that I work with and whatnot, people that work for me, I'm always very conscious of, no, I gotta make sure dudes is I gotta make sure people is good. Like, I don't even know how these big companies operate in this fashion of like being okay with it and thinking that, we'll throw out another press release. Like, kudos to this guy that he's gotten this far, because this could probably cause a little bit of a stink, and this could definitely, in Japan, like they, you know, the whole saying of the nail that sticks out gets hammered in, this could get him fired, realistically. If they feel a certain way about this could get him thrown the hell out, and I hope not, because I'm imagining he's doing all of this because it's his dream. Dog, you're the animation director for Chainsaw Man. I can't stress enough, just even saying that sounds so freaking amazing, and that's probably what pushes these people to go through this relentless work ethic. But either way, I felt that it was important that I brought this to you guys' attention, that despite the fact that, yeah, they're unionizing, yeah, they're starting to make some slow progressive changes over there in Japan, we are so far away from them being just treated like human beings when it comes to the animators and whatnot. It's sick. And I also want to say that when Chainsaw Man anime comes, anything pretty much from Studio Mappa at this point, you have to also, you know, when you're talking about certain stuff, try and be a little more mindful. Realize that there's people like this gentleman right here that are damn near killing themselves for your entertainment. Please just try and keep that in mind. I'm not saying that you can't be critical. I'm not saying you can't analyze and be critical about works that are presented in front of you. I'm just saying, remember that there's a real life human being slaving over this shit for months and months and months, and your one comment can really fuck them up. And even with me saying all of that, there's still going to be people that have no empathy or sympathy for what I've just said, and that's just sad. And I'm speaking from knowing, because I've seen time and time again in my comment section, while there'll be a lot of outpour of support for these people, there will be the occasional asshole or two that just don't care. But until we get to that point where we're not dealing with this situation anymore, I wanted to inform you, animators are still suffering out there in Japan. Moving forward though, we got a little bit of insight into the upcoming One Piece Film Red movie. Honestly, that is the one film of the year that I am dying for, and we don't really got any official updates on when it's going to come to the West, but it says here, One Piece, the movie ticket for One Piece Film Red can already be purchased for its theatrical release. So if you want to get your tickets, if you're going to Japan or whatever, and it's scheduled for release in August in Japan, and this is what you get with it, this image of, I want to say again, that's supposedly Shanks' daughter, that's Luffy, that's Shanks. It's really, really dope, and it's honestly, they figured out a way to, yet again, when it comes to One Piece, push another film with Shanks, like just showing Shanks, even though God knows how much we're really going to see. It's really, really dope. And also, it's interesting, Japan is like, okay, boom, we're going to put out One Piece in Japan in August, and then if I'm not mistaken, we just spoke about it in the last episode of FORNEVER News, they're going to put out Dragon Ball Super's movie in the West in August. So they're going to have like a double dip, and I'm guessing this is probably an experiment on their behalf of, well, what happens if we put out a film simultaneously? We got one rocking in Japan, one rocking in the West at the same time. But yeah, really, really dope image. I can't wait for this one. I've said it many times. This is the one that I'm excited for. This is the Toei animation movie that I'm really looking forward to, even though, yo, Toei, y'all been wild in 2022. I don't know. Toei came into this year like, we want violence, lad. We want all the smoke, mate. And if I'm being honest with you, I don't want none of the smoke, dog. Like, you could keep that shit. I quit smoking ages ago, fam. That shit is ugh. Next up, I am very, very excited to talk about this one, because whatever can come from anything when it comes to this franchise is always a smile on my face. I'm gonna be honest with you. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm referring to a little show by a small creator. You may have heard of him. He recently made a little update on Twitter somewhere there. I don't know if anybody's seen it. His name is Yoshihiro Tagashi. He did another series called what is it again? Hunter X or Hunter, I think. Yeah, like he did that one, but he did one before that. Yu Hakusho, right? Dude, Yu Hakusho. Y'all know I love Yu Hakusho. Well, we got a little bit of an update, and I'm very excited to see what the hell is about to happen, because it says here, Yu Hakusho anime posts special logo for its 30th anniversary project. So we got a project. The TV anime adaptation of Yoshihiro Tagashi's supernatural manga that is absolutely great and one of the greatest shonen shonen of all time, Yu Yu Hakusho. Okay, they didn't say that. That was me adding that. You know, I do what I do. Yu Yu Hakusho started airing in Japan in October 1992. To celebrate its 30th anniversary, the anime's official Twitter posted a special logo featuring the protagonist Yusuke Urameshi. According to the post, a memorial illustration will also be revealed at 6 JST and 2 PT on June 10th. And the logo is just like of Yusuke with a 30 in back of it. And it says, produced by Studio Puro, the TV anime was aired for 112 episodes from October 1992 to January 95. And during the airing period, the 2 feature films were released in summers of 93 and 94. Yu Yu Hakusho the movie and the Poltergeist Report. Its stage play adaptation were performed in 2019 and 2020. And a live action drama adaptation has been in the works for streaming on Netflix in December 2023. On the occasion of its 25th anniversary in 2018, 2 new anime episodes, Two Shot and All or Nothing, were produced to be included in the TV anime's 4th Blu-ray box. Stay tuned to see what will be coming with its 30th anniversary project. And then we got this image right here, an anime key visual. And please, for the love of God, please, 30th anniversary, bring back Yu Yu Hakusho, remake it with today's art and animation the highest possible. Like, hands down, especially in the era we're in now, if there was ever a time, whoever's watching this, trust me, if there was ever a time that could make a freaking breakout, oh my God, this is the hugest thing in the world anime, is a Yu Yu Hakusho remake. The same way they did Hunter x Hunter and what they did for Hunter x Hunter. For the love of God, please. For the love of God, please bring back Yu Yu Hakusho. Do a remake and have Tagashi just, yo, come on, man. Do what Toriyama does. He gets a napkin, he starts writing some shit on there, hands it over, and they make 130 episodes of an anime. Please, for the love of God, do that. Like, Yu Yu Hakusho fans like myself, I will buy the box sets. I will buy the Blu-rays. I will buy the 4Ks. I will go to the movies. I will buy the plush, whatever it takes. I love this series. Yusuke Urameshi, Hiei, Kurama, and Kuwabara. If you don't know about Yu Yu Hakusho, and I didn't sell you with my enthusiasm right here, get the fuck out of my video. I know you're probably like, yo, Fornev, that was violent. I'm just saying you should be, why are you cheating yourself out of an experience? And I'm in the middle of ForneverNews gushing over Hakusho. But yeah, now, what could come from this outside of that? Well, obviously, they got the live action series that's coming. Boom. Netflix is probably going to do a big release because I think they had it in other regions. They had Yu Yu Hakusho. They're probably going to get the rights to Yu Yu Hakusho's anime if they probably don't already have it. And they're just waiting to release it when the live action comes or a little bit before to coincide and whatnot. So there's a couple of things there. I just hope that they're not like, yeah, in honor of the 30th anniversary, that's what we're doing with this live action, dog. I don't want it. Like, I'm gonna be open-minded. Maybe it could be cool, but for me, realistically speaking, Yu Yu Hakusho's live action, there's probably no way it's going to be able to impress me. Like, Yu Yu Hakusho is so important to me. It helped me in so many ways in my life. In dark times, Yu Yu Hakusho was there for me that I couldn't see myself. Like, I gotta keep it real. I will probably be one of those people that it's too hard for me to be impressed by it. But rather than go the direction of just straight up slamming it before it's even released, I'm gonna just say straight up, like, I doubt I'm gonna like it. I doubt it's gonna be to my expectations because Yu Yu Hakusho is just too important to me. But yeah, let me know, what do you think is gonna happen for the 30th anniversary? A remake? Are they just gonna push the live action is here, wahoo? Or there's gonna be something else? Oh my God, a Yu Yu Hakusho remake with a video game to boot, please. At the same time, maybe, who knows, it might give Yoshihiro Tagashi a break from his Hunter x Hunter break. And he could come back and write some more Hakusho, like a movie or something after the fact, or Hakusho Z, where he writes on a napkin a few ideas and they have a monthly Hakusho manga where Yusuke is just shitting on all the next-gen characters. Okay, I'm gonna relax now. We're moving on, because now we got the weekly Shonen Magazine author comments, courtesy of Jose_Ke. And we're gonna start off with, for whatever reason, the art on this one looked really interesting, and I don't know if this is a new work, and it's Kanan-sama by Nonko. Hello, I'm Nonko. I'll repay the kindness of allowing me to dirty this fine magazine with my presence with the best art possible before being thrown out. Jeez, holy shit. Yo, talking about being canceled off rip. Like, I don't know if this author is trying to just be funny and edgy, but that was amazing. Okay, Nonko, you caught my interest. I got you. Then we got Ken Wakui from Tokyo Revengers. My oldest son is hooked on Nyanko Daisenso, while my second son is hooked on Yokai Watch Puni Puni. Yeah, I like the Poo-Tang too. No. Shout outs to Ken Wakui, Tokyo Red. That's so dope, dog. Former gangster, turned mangaka, and seemingly awesome parent. Cool shit. By the way, people, in case you ain't subscribed and hit that bell, now would be a good time to do so. I'm just saying, dog. Then we got Hiro Mashima, author of Eden Zero. Now that I've had more opportunities to use them recently, I've realized Twitter Spaces are a great way to have fun with others who are on them. And in case you don't know, and I'll try to link it in the description below, Hiro Mashima opened up his own YouTube channel. So he's on Spaces on Twitter. He's opening up YouTube channels. Praise this man! Writing videos video games, multiple mangas, working on anime adaptations. This is why I created the FORNEVERWorld, that you should be subscribed to everything there. FORNEVER Always Wins, my podcast with my bros. We created a podcast and couldn't come up with a name, so we settled on this sentence being the title. Yeah, that's legit the name of our podcast. FORNEVER the FI1. I do pickups and discussions. I got the whole FORNEVERWorld. Hiro Mashima got the Mashima-verse. I got the FORNEVERWorld, okay? The FORNEVERWorld, the world-verse, whatever you want to call it, dog. Bravo. Then we got George Morikawa, author of Hajime no Ippo. Akihabara has become a foreign city to me now. That's interesting. I wonder if he's saying that like because he moved recently and that was initially his hometown. Because usually people say that, right? Like, it's so weird. My hometown feels foreign now because, you know, I moved and I've been away for so long. Either way, shout out to George Morikawa. And if you missed the previous episode of Forever News with that asshole that was talking down on him in favor of Tagashi, like, shout out to Tagashi, but I'm always going to support George Morikawa. Like, yo, Hajime no Ippo made me go and buy a whole bunch of boxing equipment that I occasionally use, admittedly, but it's a freaking inspirational story, inspirational series, and leave George Morikawa the fuck alone. Then we got Kei Urana, Gachi Akuta. They said, one of my staff's cousins came over and said, so you guys draw poop before running off apparently. Sorry about that. What the heck? You guys draw poop? Like, what's been happening in Gachi Akuta lately? Another series that FORNEVER's behind on. What's happening to FORNEVERWorld? Oh no! I'm like behind on everything lately. Holy shit, this is Bad Lad. Bad Lad. That sounds like a good name for a manga, like Blood Lad, but Bad Lad. And I'm not gonna give you the premise that I just thought off in my head because you ain't gonna rob my idea, dog. Enough of that. There's too many copycats as it is. Then we got Negi Haruba, author of Ranger Reject. Eating a hamburger I ordered on a veranda sure hits different. Wow, why is he talking like, yo, it hits different on a veranda? Yo, dog, so you just chilling on a veranda, relaxing, max? I like that, man. I ain't gonna lie. I would love that, dog. Like, imagine me getting a break, like a legit break, not like, hey, I'm suffering tragedy, I'm depressed, like an actual break, and the algorithm gods don't destroy my livelihood. Or another career that takes me off of YouTube's algorithm. Oh, we can't talk about that stuff because then it's like, oh no. Then we got Nakaba Suzuki, author of Four Nights of the Apocalypse, Seven Deadly Sins, a true living legend, still playing Dying Light 2. That's crazy. I was playing, was it Dying Light 1 the other day with my daughter? Like, craziness. Shout outs to him. We love you. We support you. We respect you. Between Nakaba Suzuki and Hiro Mashima, there will be no slander on our watch. Not on my watch! And then we're going to close this off with Yoshitoki Oima, To Your Eternity. I have a serious cream soda addiction. I've never liked cream soda, and addiction is not good. Seek help. No, I'm just playing, but seriously, like, seek help. Don't get addicted to no soda. Like, I've actually almost completely cut out soda. Like, I have a soda once in a blue because, like, hey, let me quench that thirst, but cutting out soda has been one of the best changes of my life. And yeah, people, those were the weekly Shonen Magazine author comments. As always, a treat. Then, just quickly, I want to take a look at a little bit of sales. We're not going to go too heavy into it, but we got the weekly Oricon for what was the last releases of manga, which were the latest My Hero volume, Marshall, and Undead Unluck, and we got the performance of them, and I'm not gonna lie, in 4 weeks, because pretty much now we're going to the next volumes that were released for June. These were the May volumes. None of these series did very well. There was some shorty the other day over on Twitter that was trying to tell me, you know, me, that I do this for a living every day. Oh no, you know, everything is up in manga and anime. Everyone talks about it. It's all, you know, it's all. And I look at this and I'm like, dog. Like, for example, the newbie Marshall. Like, you know, My Hero, those are amazing sales still, regardless. It might be lower than the last one. I think the last one was like at 750 by this point, whatever. Like, it's still, those are great sales. But Marshall, in 4 weeks, finally breaks 100,000. I remember legit just 1 year ago, Marshall was doing about 90 to 100 in a week. And it was like 5 days half the time. So definitely a decline on there. But then Undead Unluck, I keep it a buck. I remember Undead Unluck was doing 40 to 50 week 1. It is doing 31 in 4 weeks. The newbies, honestly, I want to say even this one, and I gotta be honest here. Post Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen era, everything from Shonen Jump after the fact has not really panned out too well. Like, Marshall, I think is still going to go on to be a hit. Undead Unluck, I don't know. That could end up being a Siren situation, if I'm being honest. I could see that going the way of Siren. It lasted a long time and still never got an anime. Hell, if you watch my Nakaba Suzuki 7 Deadly Sins video, like, yo, he went through 16 serializations, one of which went for 130 chapters, never got an anime, and got canceled. So I say all that to say that even that generation, because, you know, I talk about the previous, like, 2022, all the serializations that came out, and, you know, came and went. Ayashimon, Red Hood, like all of those came and went, but even that generation has started to dip. You could argue that they're taking too long to get an anime adaptation, and maybe they're even experimenting to see how long a manga could go and how sales could go without an anime adaptation. But Marshall, that'll fly with an anime. Undead, I'm uncertain about that one. But yeah, I just quickly wanted to touch up on that. I felt it was kind of important to do so that, even that generation, I don't know, it's like post Chainsaw Man, things just have not been rocking for whatever freaking reason. And I think to a certain degree, maybe Jump has a hold over what they're trying to do. I'm sure they got a plan. They're a conglomerate, but it's weird. Then quickly, despite all of the hibbity hoopla, we finally got a release date for the anime that I probably won't watch, just keeping it real, but it was a big Jump title for a while. Ayakashi Triangle anime scheduled for 2023. So pretty much the Ayakashi Triangle anime is coming in 2023, and it's crazy because that's been a controversial series. For starters, the person that created it has already had a very colorful past, but then on top of that, this series that just recently got removed from the magazine, there was a controversy about some of the imagery, that it was being censored in the West, then they put it in Jump Plus. Like, it's been a whole bunch of stuff going on. I think Jump is done publishing it, if I'm not mistaken. I think they actually got picked up by another publisher altogether. Yeah, now it's coming 2023. Let me know. Like, I'm curious, how many Ayakashi Triangle fans are out there that are actually waiting for this one? I'm not. I'm keeping it real. Probably won't watch it, but I'm curious. And this was a story that I found really, really interesting. Apparently, Japan has set the new record for the fastest internet out there. Researchers in Japan have set a new record by achieving internet speed of 1 million gigabytes per second. The Network Research Institute at NICT reported on May 30th that they have successfully demonstrated the world's first transmission speed of 1.02 petabit per second. 1 petabit is equivalent to 1 million gigabytes GB. The new record could usher in new home internet speeds that are 100,000 times faster than any of the current fastest services on the market. With this power, 1 petabit per second would mean 10 million channels of 8K broadcasting per second, making live coverage easily achievable from all corners of the world with virtually no lapse. The good news is this record was set using ordinary optic fiber cable, meaning its technology is potentially available for immediate and wide use. That's going to be a game changer. Oh my god, just hearing that right now makes me think like, yo, get prepared, content creators. Think about how you can use that knowledge that you just watched this from me, by the way. Subscribe, hit that bell for never news. I got you covered. Use that and apply it to whatever you're planning on doing. Like, if you know now, okay, internet is going to be a lot faster, how can you use that to your advantage? I'm giving you game right there. Hope you get something from it, but yeah, that's all I have for this one. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule. Anime and manga for life, bye. Have an awesome day. Peace, and you guys just watched another episode of Forever News. Have an awesome day. Subscribe and hit that bell, lads. And I mean, like, subscribe and hit that bell faster than the fastest internet. Like that peta, whatever the fuck bit. Like, yeah.